What if? Episode 2 Recap, Star-Lord brings Wakandan ways to alternate Marvel galaxy. The Marvel Cinematic Universe animated show finds Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa in an exciting alternate reality, in one of the late actor's final performances. After last week's Captain Carter adventure, the second episode of Marvel Cinematic Universe animated series What If? Landed on Disney Plus Wednesday and brought us into a new alternate reality where Peter Quill never became intergalactic outlaw Star-Lord. Instead of abducting the son of the Celestial Ego in 1988, the Ravagers grab Wakandan Prince T'Challa, the late Chadwick Boseman, who became Black Panther in the mainline MCU. The omniscient Watcher, Jeffrey Wright, reveals how accidentally snatching the charismatic future king changes the universe. In What If, T'Challa became a Star-Lord. The Mad Titan chills out. Unsurprisingly, T'Challa is a whole lot better at being a Lord of the Stars than Peter, pushing Yondu, Michael Rooker, and the Ravagers to be more heroic. He even managed to convince Thanos, Josh Brolin, to abandon his plan to wipe out half the universe's population, though he still reckons it would have been efficient. "I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong," he says. T'Challa here showed me there was more than one way to reallocate the universe's resources. Since Thanos' machinations in his quest for the Infinity Stones shaped much of the main MCU timeline, this rewrites much of what we knew. There's still friction between him and his adoptive daughter Nebula, Karen Gillan, though. T'Challa also saved Drax's, Dave Bautista, homeworld Kylos from a Kree invasion, so his wife and daughter are still alive. They were killed by Ronan the Accuser in the original timeline, and Drax is working as a bartender. Rise of the Collector turns out Tennilier Tavan, Benicio del Toro, aka the Collector, filled the power vacuum left by Thanos' reformation. He even recruited the Black Order, Thanos' goons in the original timeline, to act as his security. He still loves to collect relics, species, and fauna from around the galaxy in this reality, including the embers of Genesis, a nutrient-rich cosmic dust that can fix up dying planets or feed billions of people on millions of worlds. Nebula wants to steal the embers by pretending to offer the orb T'Challa recovered on Morag. This turns out to be a cover story though. The Collector also sought to purchase the orb in the original timeline, where it was obtained by Peter Quill. In his quest to gather the Infinity Stones, the orb acted as a containment device for the dangerous Power Stone. A collection of weapons. In his battle with T'Challa and Yondu, the Collector wields several weapons associated with heroes and villains from the mainline MCU. His rocky fist was hacked off the carcass of a terribly chatty Kronon. Sounds a lot like the Collector killed our beloved Korg in this reality. Malekith's dagger from Thor, The Dark World. Hela's helmet and Necro's word from Thor, Ragnarok. Thor's hammer Mjolnir and Captain America's shield can also be seen in his fancy display case, hinting that the Collector has slaughtered a few Avengers. In his rise to power. Ego triumphant back on Earth, this reality's Peter Quill, Chris Pratt, apparently lived a normal life and is working at a Dairy Queen. He's confronted by his father, the Celestial Ego, Kurt Russell, whose eyes glow menacingly. "Too bad, this might spell the end of the world," says the Watcher. But that's a story for another day. The Celestials are an ancient race that can manipulate matter and energy. Ego wanted to expand his consciousness to assimilate the entire universe. The Watcher kinda downplayed the threat, but needed the power of a second Celestial to do so. He impregnated women of many species to create one, but Peter was the only one who inherited Ego's power. In the original MCU timeline,